Welcome to NewsBeast. We've got the single best man in America to talk about the Tom Cruise Kitty Helms divorce, and that is Raoul Felder, divorce lawyer to the stars. Good to see you, sir. So let's talk celebrity divorce. This addedly complicated by the presence of Scientology.
Yes.
How do you deal with the divorce situation when not only both principals are famous, but there's a litigious church involved?
Okay, that's the 800-pound gorilla in the room.
Right, so I thought we'd get it right under the room.
I think that's one of the reasons it's going to die a quick death here, because Scientology cannot go under scrutiny very much here. They run the show pretty much. They want to indoctrinate the kids who are born, but so do other religions. So Catholic religion does it, Jewish religion less so, because they're more interested in sex, the Jewish kids. It's not going to go very far. There's too many things they could be damaged with.
Yeah, and so do you think, therefore, this will not go to court, there will be a settlement? And what about the custody of the child? Because that's an added complicating factor.
Oh, yes. One of the reasons they began in New York, not only for privacy, was in New York the rule is very unusual. A judge can only award a child to one or the other, cannot award joint custody. If you agree to it, they'll put their imprimatur of approval on it, but the judge can't award it. And so Mr. Cruise doesn't stand a chance if there's going to be a custody case. He's got Scientology, he got 3 marriages, he got jumping up and down on Oprah's couch, he's got all sorts of problems.
Is that the kind of thing a judge would look at? You were a little too awkwardly enthusiastic on a talk show couch?
Oh, sure. Custody, everything's up for grabs. And that video is going to be replayed a number of times. How often do you jump up and down? Do you do that in other places? Are you ashamed that your children see it? How long are you in the air? How long are you on the ground? All of that is fake, right?
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your rate of levitation?
Yes, yeah.
And so I guess, is the real game here other than money? And was there a prenup in this case?
Oh, you better believe it. If there wasn't a prenup, he ought to see a psychiatrist, not a lawyer. I mean, he got $250 million.
So the real prize then is custody, and the question about whether the child would be raised in the Scientology faith, or I suppose Kitty Holmes was Catholic previously. Yeah. So is that really the sticking point? And if it's not worth fighting for, what are we talking about other than the typical celebrity gossip fascination, which kind of makes me sick to my stomach?
Well, you know, by the way, she had her father's a divorce lawyer, which is a bad start for Tom.
That's interesting.
Yeah, had an in-house counsel, so to speak. But it's about custody. And it's about having to lose custody. It's about control, having some form of better visitation, you know, not custody per se. And so there's a lot of stuff to fight about. But in the last analysis, they ain't going to fight. They don't want people to be party to this. It's very hard to...
They're going to amass their armies and then have it disappear.
Yeah, because she wanted anonymity. So she started Friday afternoon in the summer, you know, and that's supposed to be the best time. Of course, nobody read the newspapers, because if she did it the day before, the United States Supreme Court would have gotten all the coverage of it. But you had the health care thing. So, you know, that's usually the first step. You're very experienced in that. You've represented politicians, too. The same politician we both represented at different times.
That's right.
And it'll die with a whimper somewhere down the road.
Well, let's hope. Do you know their lawyers?
Oh, yeah, they're good, both good lawyers.
Handicap the lawyering up right now.
You know, I don't like to do that, but her lawyer is a man in New Jersey who I know the firm. It's an excellent firm.
What's his name?
Wolf. His lawyer, I may have it reversed, his lawyer is a lawyer in town who I've been against many times. He's a great lawyer and an ethical guy. And so it's pretty good as long as they fight fair.
So bottom line, all's fair in love and war. Bottom line, you don't think this is going to court?
No.
Not in anyone's interest.
No, that's right. Too much to lose by everybody.
Raoul Felder,
thanks
for coming to NewsBeast.